Every time you do something wrong, they say, look, all right, you gotta go, you gotta carry the cross. A lot of us would make it. It's survival. He wants us to have joy and peace. How can we have peace when God He's the King of peace? And if we don't have it within ourselves, we're fooling ourselves. A lot of times, we put other people in front of us. We're not supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
God tell you that. Do not put people in front. He said, do not attach yourself to the worldly things, because the worldly things is not of Him. And we can be happy every day. Once we tell ourselves, hey, I'm happy. I'm happy, you know? And what makes us happy? Peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
When we learn to relax, when we're not caught up in everyday affairs.
Yes.
How does it feel when you lay back in your bed and you're just like this at night time? God, I made it through the day. How many of us say that to ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
Right? But if you have God in your life, it changes everything. You say, thank God I did it. With your help and your authority. Because don't care what man do. Man can try to mirror everything about God, but it don't work. It falls short. And God always tell you, what is of Caesar's give unto Caesar's, and you cannot serve two masters at the same time. And a lot of people do not look at that. A lot of people are serving the other master. They're not serving God. Because they feel that the other master can give them a job. Right? The other master can pay the light bills.
Yeah.
The other master can take care of me. Who is the other master? When you look at it from a different perspective, the government. Because we always believe the government won't take care of us. We always believe the government won't take care of us. Yeah, don't worry, yeah. And the government like this, oh, come on down to welfare. Come on, yeah, we'll take care of you. But they're not taking care of you. They're controlling you. Every time you do so and you sign up for a program, you hear it's program. Why are they making it a program? Because it's in here. That's what they're messing with. Because if I can change your way of thinking, I control it. It's all mindset. And a lot of people never really deal with that being mindset, because I can say, hey, I can take it like the rabbit. You put a carrot in front of a rabbit, what does it do? Anything you want him to do. He wants that carrot, right? So that's what they use. They use things and devices to control us and remove us from God. So most of the time, we don't. Only time we think of God when something happen, in the sense to say that we feel that we can't control. That's the only time we turn to God. You don't turn to God and say, "Hey, thank you, God. You know, I wake up this morning and all of that." A lot of us don't do that. So if we change our way of thinking and leave it to God, you see, you'll always be happy, no matter what, because happiness is within, not outside. You know, pleasure is different to happiness. And a lot of us confuse pleasure with happiness. God is not. It's not like that. And you see, I honestly feel that this program, The Way to Happiness, is a very good introduction into let people see exactly what things that they're not really doing, what needs to be done in the world. Because like I said, a lot when coming to religion, why are we fighting each other? Same God. But your belief is not my belief, and so what? Once you serve in God, that's not nothing to do with me, that's out of my hand. He tells us, do not judge, and yet still people judge each other. Why? You know, we don't have to do that. But a lot of things we don't have to do, but the enemy wants his way in. So if he can get you to fight with you, because he will spend the answer, yes, yes, so. And you just sitting right there. Oh, why are you looking at me like that? You don't like me? You know? And it's like, wait a minute, I never said anything to you. But in your mind, the mind starts playing with you and your thoughts, and she don't like you. So then therefore, it causes chaos. The only way the enemy has power is through chaos. That's how the enemy controls you. Okay? And a lot of times too, our kids, we think by just giving them, providing them with money and all of this and these things, that doesn't make them happy. We gotta start telling our kids every day, oh, I love you. enough that love, you see, because love goes a long way. Even family, tell family, hey, you know what, bless, be blessed and all these things. But if you really get into the sincerity of it, God don't punish people. He himself will make mistakes. He said, yes, make your mistakes. But the main thing about it is boundaries. Do not cross the boundaries. Do not blemish my name and do not harm anybody. Once you harm anybody, there's consequences. And a lot of us don't look at it like that. But as like I said, the book is here. I'm going to show the video and let you see a little, and then I'm going to stop it. But I want you to see exactly what you look at in the book there, and if it's the same thinking that they're going through. So it's a mindset of changing how it is. A lot of people are not aware that this is a matrix. We're in a matrix. All right? But we're so caught up that we're not even aware that we're in a matrix. God always talk about title and nobility, and people don't really know that because it's my title have a way of getting power to people, not mission, power. They feel like, oh yeah, look, I'm above you, No, I don't have to listen to you. And matter of fact, the way to happen has been used with Fortune 500 employees and all that, and it's got good reviews. It have changed a lot of people. Carol, I'm sure you can share a little because it's been all over the world, right? You've been doing the Way to Happiness for a little while. Would you like to share?
Yes, I would actually. I saw something last weekend that moved me to tears. I was in Denver, Colorado, and there's a gentleman there, his name is
Speak up a little bit,
Leon.
Cal.
Yeah,
Can I?
Yeah, sure. You can come in front. Yeah, just relax.
It's a wonderful story, actually. There is a gentleman named Reverend Leon Kelly in Denver, Colorado. And he took this book and he found 20 boys ages 10 to 12 in a neighborhood that was very poor, where there were a lot of drugs and not very much hope. And he chose 20 boys, and he started a program on this book. And every day, the boys would come to the program. He would give them a good breakfast, and they would learn one of these precepts. But they didn't just read the precept. Each one of them talked about, what does that mean to me?
Right, yes.
How will I use that? And the 20 boys learned all the precepts. They came for 10 weeks. Reverend Kelly took them out of the neighborhood. He took them on trips so that they could see the world of Denver. And he shows himself as their father. He said, these children do not really have fathers. I'm going to be their father. And I can tell you, it was so moving. They had a graduation ceremony, and it was a place like this. It was like this. It was a place, it was a church.
Right.
It's very spiritual. He's a man of God, devout Christian, and everybody came and they were all friends. And each boy spoke to the group, and each boy was so loved, and they learned who this boy was, and he gave them something to have a goal for, to grow up for. And they did not look like they were 10 to 12 anymore when they graduated. They were very, very, they understood this. And they also knew that they were loved and that they could have a future. It was beautiful. It really did make me
Yeah.
cry.
Yeah, thank you. Shane. You see, because what you got is really consider God works in mysterious ways. And he does things sometimes, he may call on you. And don't care how you fight, you don't want to accept it. You have to accept it. Because if you don't, it makes you very uncomfortable. Because as spirits, everything is within. And you may pass somebody there who, see they look hungry or whatever it is, and you're like, and then after all of a sudden say, no, turn around, give that person. And when you give to that person, you never know. Someday along the line, that same person could be a homeless person, maybe a millionaire, billionaire. You might be in a certain situation, the next thing, who steps in? The same person that you help, is the same person that comes back around and say, hey, when I was a little kid, you was the one that at least stood around and give me a cup of tea or something like that. You see, because it all begins with a heart. You have to have a heart. If you don't have a heart, then things are not in the right perspective. Because that's how God works with us, through our heart.
Right.
He shows us, hey, look, have a heart, that's why I give you a heart. How many people here always put their hands on their heart and make sure that their heart is beating? How many? No, right, we don't look like this. How many people say every day, am I breathing? Or not? Am I breathing? Right, the breath of life. How much breaths do you take a day?
It's supposed to be 8,000.
Oh, wow.
Okay, you see? We're not even aware of these things, and these are things that the Father gives to us. So why are we not acknowledging what the Father gives to us? A lot of times too, you see, we could give our power, or like say power, because God gives us power, right? We do that and give it to other people to control us, right? I mean, you go to a doctor, right? The doctor tell you, oh man, well, you got cancer, you got this, you got that, right? And then you like, oh my gosh, oh, how many days I got to live? Oh, what am I gonna do? And then they tell you, oh, you gotta come back. You now become what is called a lab rat. They start making you run here, run there, run there, run there. Why not run to God? Why not choose the Father? Say, Father, look, hey, they say I have a disease. Tell me, Father, it's true. Lead me. Give me the remedy. We don't do that. We run to the doctors to save us. The doctor cannot save you.
No.
And until people realize that, even you laying in the bed or whatever it is, be grateful, gratitude. Say, hey, God, you know what? I've lived a life, but yet still, can you spare me? That's all you have to do. And God will send his angels to spare you. But we don't do that because we're too busy giving people our power. So how can we be happy? How can we be happy when we're giving away what God gives to us?
Yes.
So when we do things, we gotta start changing the way we operate, the way we do things. We gotta be mindful that everything put God first. Father, you're there, boom. You see, it's not about, a lot of people think that, oh yeah, the church is gonna save me, this is gonna save me. I'm sorry to say, unfortunately, only God can save you.
That's it.
And you have to open your heart to him. Because he says, surrender to me. One thing that I looked at, and it opened my eyes too, was Job. Look what Job went through. Do I think I'm gonna go through that? And I said, no, I don't think I would have made it. How many of us would have made it? Look what Job went through. And he stood up there no matter what, and he never one time denied God. Never one time denied, when people come to me sometimes and say, I say, look, I say, I'm a spiritual leader. They say, yes, by God. I'm fine by God, and he has me do his work. But the main thing about it is that I'm not trying to say, oh, but I'm this and I'm that. No, I'm not. But if God tells me to share something, I got to share it. Because there's consequences. And as much as that we got to deal with God, you have to know what God wants of us. You never say, Father, what do you want of me? And it's like, what type of life am I supposed to live? Where am I supposed to be? A lot of times we don't do that. We just second guess. Every time we hear a voice in our head, that's not the Father all the time. Because one time, didn't the enemy speak scriptures? Yeah. Then he quote scriptures. So we got to be careful what we hear. If it's nothing, you know, malice or anything like that, or say we're gonna hurt somebody, yeah. Because the funny thing, the most thing that I hear sometimes people quote is that the devil made me do it. But then, what is the devil? Who is the devil? We're not looking at these things. Because it's like anything, it's manifestation of the mind and the thoughts. Because when Jesus went up, and he said, "Get behind me, Satan," right? He was tempted. But who was tempting Jesus? Did he give us a physical form of who was tempting him? He never gave a description. It's all about the mind, it's all about thoughts. Because try isolating yourself for a little while. Just sit down there and see what happens. See all these thoughts keep coming in your head. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, you're this. Oh, you didn't do this today. Oh, you're that. Oh, blah, 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 blah. These are what most of the time stop us from being happy. Because we gravitate towards the thoughts that's coming in. You know? No, he said, you're supposed to love yourself. How many of us love ourselves? You come down, some people say, look at you how ugly she is. And she goes, they're like, "So I'm fat, I'm ugly." What did they just do? They just conquer you. When people say, "Oh, you're fat and ugly," thank you very much. Yes, God loved me, and I love myself. And that's the way you got to deal with things. We got to start taking charge and stop having people take charge of us.
Yes.
It's all about responsibility. We have to be responsible, you know? Because a lot of times, happiness is beautiful. If you get up every day, no matter what happens, you still should be happy. Because what? We're sitting here today, praise the Most High, you know? You see, so we gotta be grateful while we're here. You know, don't think about what's happened yesterday. Stop going back.
That's right. That's a lot.
Yes, you know, you gotta break that line. You gotta break through. Because anytime you go back, it's pulling you right back. So you're gonna relive it. No, move forward. Say thank you very much. Yes, yeah. That's like saying, "Oh yeah, here, take this, take this. You want anxiety? You want fear? Come, here." No, people like it. That's what you're accepting when you go back to deal with that. And God is saying over here, look, come forward. Come to me. Come to me. I am happy and joy and everything. So why are you going back there? You like being punished? But I'm not the one punishing you. You're punishing yourself by not accepting me. A lot of times, you know, people get caught up in Christianity, right? But everybody's a Christian once you believe. Once you believe, that's it. But no, it's a lot of times you find that people fight against each other because, no, you Catholic, no, I'm Anglican, no, you this, you that. Why? Why? And this is what we gotta start looking into. It doesn't matter what the person is. It doesn't matter who is. The main thing about it is that I know my God. And if my God accepts you, I accept you. You know? So, in saying that, happiness, that's why this has brought a lot of enlightenment in a lot of ways. That why people are not happy. Why is the community not happy? Why the people in the community are not happy? Because a lot of people, unfortunately, they don't serve God. They don't serve God. You tell them, yeah, God shall come in here now and they say, hey, look at the Philistines, right? Look at what they did. When Jesus stepped in front of them, they were all the holiest of the holiest. But yet still you didn't recognize the Son of God? What kind of holiness are you? You're going to deny that he is the Son of God and they hated him so much, with so much malice, and they went as far as crucifying him. So that tells you how people are. If you think, oh yeah, you think you're a man of God, yeah, okay, all right, yeah, yeah, right, yeah, you're on your God. That's what the Pharaohs used to say. Because the Pharisees say, "Huh, you talk about God? I'm God." Why? It's all about ego. It's all about ego. But one thing I always say, and I'm a firm believer, when Jesus said, "Father, forgive them for they do not know what they have done." And once you're willing to go to that point and forgive somebody, you're clear. Let go. Don't say, "Oh yes, no, you did this to me, so I'm gonna hold it to my head. I'm gonna get back at you." No, you don't. You just let it go. All right, fine. Thank you very much, Father. You take care of this. And you see, I'm gonna show the video, and then after the video, I'll pause it a little while, and I just want to get a little feedback, right?